Hey, Mark Ashbridge here, and I thought I'd just shoot you this quick video to share with you some important concepts that I think are going to help you in your business. Now, before I get started, I just wanted to say a big thank you from Tracy and I, to those of you who've sent messages over the last few days asking if we're okay. Some of you may not know, but we had a fairly big storm come through over the weekend. It was an ex-tropical cyclone, and obviously did a fair amount of damage and flooding and stuff around the area, but hey, we're all good. The house stood up fine. No dramas at all our end. So again, obviously thanks for your messages and your well wishes. As I said, I'm actually going to shoot you a few videos over the next couple of days, so just look out for those. But today specifically, I just wanted to talk briefly about something I think is going to really help. Whether it's you're looking for more clients, you're looking for more people in your organisation, you're just looking to grow your business, whatever it is. It's a common mistake that I've found that a lot of people make. So, you guys on my team already, you're probably aware of this already, but I just wanted to give you that reminder. But certainly, those of you who, don't work with me, that's fine. I think it'll really help benefit you in whatever business organisation that you're involved in. And the common mistake that people make when they're trying to generate leads and that kind of thing is they either are in what's called active or passive mode, if you like. So these are really the two kind of activities you can do, or the two modes you can be in, if you like, when marketing your business. Yeah, active or passive. Now, what I'm going to do is just briefly talk about what each one is, what's active and what's passive, and why it's important that you don't get stuck in one, and why you need to be actively doing both in your business, so you're taking care of both aspects of your marketing. So, I've got a really dodgy throat today, I'm afraid, so you'll have to bear with me. I have got my health tea with me, so I'm going to have to keep taking lots of drinks. And I've actually made some notes here to make sure that I get everything off for you. But basically, active mode. So obviously, when you're marketing, one of the things that you can do to market your business is to generate content, is to create content, is to do various daily methods of operation that we've talked about in other videos and other training materials in order to generate leads for your business. Now, active marketing, or active lead generation, if you like, it's a short-term activity. And everybody should be doing this, obviously. Team, I hope you're doing this, yeah. But it's basically activity that you can do now that's going to generate you instant results, and it's going to generate you some cash flow straight up. So it's great, obviously, if you're brand new and you're just getting started in business. This is something that's obviously key to start off with straight away. So what exactly is active activity? What exactly is that? It's basically getting people on the phone. It's getting people on the phone. It's talking to people and actively getting a decision out of them. Yeah, whether it's to sell a product or to recruit somebody in your business, whatever it is. Active activity is basically that. It's getting people on the phone and speaking to them, telling them about your opportunity, telling them about your product or service, and then actively getting a decision from that prospect as to whether that's something that they're interested in looking at or not. Now, obviously, you have to keep on doing that to keep generating fresh inquiry into your business, it's what I call it's an instant thing, but it's something you got to keep on repeating. Yeah, because the moment you stop doing that, obviously, then your lead generation stops. Yeah. So, while important, it's very important not to just solely focus on that. And this is where some people can fall down. They spend their whole life their whole working life, I should say, trying to get this done, and it can become quite exhausting, you know. And it can really start to drain you if you're doing this day after day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. So it's a good idea to actually complement this with some passive activity. All right, and this is obviously long term. And this is something that I want everybody to start really thinking about how they can do that. So this is really getting into the content creation, yeah? So no matter what your business that you're in, excuse me, it doesn't matter what business you're in, you need to think about creating some marketing material, some marketing content that's going to enable you to start generating leads and inquiry on a passive basis. So what exactly do we mean by passive? What we mean is you create it once. So you create it once and you basically set and forget. So you create a piece of content, and obviously that content is to market your business opportunity or your product or your service. You put it up there and then you leave it. Yeah? Obviously you can drive traffic to that piece of content, but you know that piece of content may generate you sales, leads, inquiries, people in your organization a week later, a month later, 6 months later, a year later, 2 years later. I've created some videos and I've created some blog posts years ago that are still being viewed to this day, and they still generate inquiry for my business. So what exactly are we talking about here? So this is not an extensive list, but it gives you an idea. So certainly write these down. Blogs, yeah. Blog posts. Look, blogging is obviously one of those things that's a great tool for you in your business. It does a number of things. First thing that it does is actually gives you credibility and a real presence online, and it promotes you really as a leader and an expert in your field. Now, blogging is a long-term thing though. It's not something, you're not going to chuck a blog post up and make a sale that day. It does happen obviously, but especially if you're just starting out and you haven't got a blog at all, then that is definitely a long-term strategy. It's going to, as I say, build up your credibility, your presence online, build up some trust with your prospects, because don't forget, people buy in you, not necessarily your opportunity or your product. It's actually buying in you personally. So it's a great way obviously to get to know, or for your clients or your prospects to get to know who you are. So if blogging is something that interests you, it certainly should be something you want to think about. You want to make sure that you self-host. And what do we mean by that? Obviously, there's services out there, Blogger, Wordpress has its own as well, where they can host it for you. So you can get a domain name like yourname.blogger.com, for example. Yes, they're free, and yes, they work if you really are lacking in technical expertise, but really you should be self-hosting this stuff. So that's going out there, getting a domain name, getting some hosting, and hosting your blog. It's very inexpensive to do. You can get a domain name for around $10, hosting for $4 or $5 a month from something like HostGator. I'll write that down. HostGator, HostGator. Just jump on HostGator.com. Domain names, you can go to GoDaddy. Just get a domain name. A great idea is to actually use your own name. You'll see that we've got markandtracy.com.au. It actually, what it does is it really gives credibility to you, and it markets you as the leader of your organization. Whatever you decide on here, a tip for your hosting, make sure it comes with cPanel. So you're looking for cPanel, C-P-A-N-E-L, and a service called Fantastico. So that's F-A-N-T-A-S-T-I-C-O. Basically what that does is it means you can install certain pieces of software at a touch of a button. And what you're looking for there is WordPress. So WordPress is pretty much the industry default for blogging. So certainly recommend that you get a WordPress site. There's so much free information on how to set up a WordPress blog, you know, certain plugins and themes you can use and how to really get that going. Just jump on YouTube and just do a search for how to set up WordPress. It really is straightforward. It takes you no more than a couple of minutes, especially if you use, say, HostGator, for example, which comes with this fantastic host service. You just click on that, click on WordPress, hit install, and it's done in about 30 seconds. It's really easy. And then you've got your own website up and you can start blogging. Yeah. So definitely that's something, you know, it's going to generate long-term interest in your business. Yeah. Once it's up there, it's up there. And traffic will continue to visit your blog as you post more and more, you know, blog posts every week. You'll really start to get a good presence on there. So that's, you know, you're looking at a 6-month, really as a minimum, time frame of continuous posting, you know, maybe twice a week. Another thing for some passive long-term lead generation is what I'm doing right now. YouTube videos. You know, the great thing about YouTube is obviously it already generates a whole heap of traffic. Yeah, it's one of the, you know, highest visited sites in the, you know, on the whole of the internet. You know, you got Facebook, you got Google, and you got YouTube. Obviously Google and YouTube, but getting yourself in front of the camera and actually talking about the product, service, business opportunity, whatever it is that you're doing, actually getting in front of the camera and, you know, just shooting a 5-10 minute video, sharing some helpful information, you know, offering a service. You know, it's not necessarily, you're not just plugging your product all the time. It's actually about offering a solution to a problem that somebody may have. So, you know, if you've got an existing business, whether it's ours or you do something else, you should already have a fair idea about some of the challenges that people are having and how your service, your business can help those people. So you can just talk a little bit about that, obviously. You know, it's a great way, obviously. You can have your own what's called a YouTube channel, you know, and this basically becomes your presence on YouTube, and you just continuously, you can upload, you know, 5-10 minute videos, whatever it is, and it becomes literally your own channel on YouTube, and it's obviously a great way to, again, generate long-term traffic, generate long-term interest, build up credibility. People can see you, they can see you as an expert in the field that you're talking about, and it's something you probably should be doing, you know, continuously. Another thing obviously we could look at is social media. For example, Facebook, Twitter, etc. You know, I mean, I actually recently put up on my Facebook page some free Facebook training on how to generate business on Facebook. Just look me up on Facebook, Mark and Tracy Ashbridge, and you can actually see that post on there. And it's a free training course. It lasts about 80 minutes. So certainly jump on there. But obviously Facebook's a great way to build some relationships with potential clients, business partners, networking opportunities, and so forth. Again, it's a long-term strategy. Yeah? A lot of people jump on Facebook and just smash, you know, their page or their wall or other people's page with their opportunity, with their product, with their service. Yeah, they spam Facebook basically. And look, that's not the way to do it. You know, people just ignore that stuff. What works on Facebook is generating long-term relationships, establishing a relationship, and then obviously, you know, nurturing that so that, you know, you actually build a friendship on Facebook. And once you've established that, then, you know, you can start swapping business opportunities and products and services with those people you connect with. So again, it's a long-term strategy, yeah. But again, as you build your presence online, you know, you have a page, you're posting content to that page is going to help other people. You know, you're offering a solution to other people's pain. I keep talking about this, but it really is important. You know, yeah, solution to a problem. if really, guys, if you can really start thinking about how to offer or how to fix other people's problems, you know, this stuff becomes really easy because people will follow you. You know, once they follow you and you continue to provide them with good content, you know, useful suggestions, being helpful advice and so forth, they're going to really appreciate that, and they're much more likely to buy off you in the future. So certainly start thinking about you know, working on your social media presence, Facebook and Twitter and so forth, but don't spam it. Again, it's a long-term strategy, it's a passive strategy. Once you've made that friend, you know, you can nurture it and so forth, but the work's done. Yeah, the good thing about this passive stuff is it's a bit like royalty income, you know, that we get in our organisation. You do it once, and if you've done it right, you know, it'll produce for you, you know, in perpetuity, forevermore. So that's why, obviously, it's a great thing to have in your business. Yeah, so you can actually take a little bit of time off if you want to, and you should still be getting inquiry. You know, you should still be generating leads and so forth because of all this other work you've done. There's lots of other things, obviously, you can do. You can do some articles, press releases, and so forth. You know, but don't try to do. The only thing I'll say is don't try to do everything. Obviously, you know, if you're great in front of the camera, if you're comfortable in front of the camera, and certainly, you know, start doing some YouTube videos, you know, and you can share that, obviously, you know, with your Facebook account. If you've got a blog, you can actually share your YouTube videos on your blog as well. Similarly with Twitter, you can share your videos out with Twitter. You know, if you're not great in front of a camera, if you're more of a typing person, again, you can just do the blog thing and perhaps the Facebook thing, you know, and actually post you know, posts on your blog, written posts. You know, as long as you're offering and sharing good quality content, that's the key. Content is so important. Yeah, don't just spam your blog or spam your YouTube videos or spam your Facebook with your product, your service, and your business opportunity and all that kind of stuff, because people will just switch off. What they're looking for is a solution to their problem, you know, to ease their pain. Yeah, find out what their pain is, and then offer them a painkiller, which hopefully is your product and service, but, you know, go through the process of building that relationship first. Yeah. So, active, short-term activity, passive, long-term activity. Make sure you work on both of these. If you're brand new, you know, you haven't got a business or you're just starting a business, obviously, you know, you're going to spend a little bit of time working on this to generate some cash flow. Obviously, you know, you want to be on the phone, speaking to people, getting a decision out of them whether your business is for them. But as you start to progress through your business, you know, and you've been doing it for a little while, and you've generated a little bit of cash flow, and you've generated a little bit of, you know, you've got a bit of you've got a few people in your business. Really start to think about devoting some time to doing some passive or long-term lead generation. Yeah. So start to shift your weighting from here to here. Obviously, keep doing this. But, you know, whereas you may have been doing this 80, 90, 100%, you know, you can drop it back to 60 to 50 to 40 and start focusing more on doing some of this stuff. So you're really balancing it out. I hope that's been of some, obviously, help for you. As I said, I'm going to be shooting a few videos over the next few days because I've got quite a lot of material I want to get out with you, or to share with you, sorry, that I think is really going to help you with your business. So wishing you well going forward, and no matter what, wish you the best for 2030.